Today, we will explore why investing in active offices is worth it and learn about an investment project in one of the premium locations in Limassol, Cyprus. What are active offices and how do they differ from traditional office spaces?
First, it is orientated to a particular company's needs. If a company needs a silent zone, then an area in the office where people can focus on work in silence is designed. If, on the contrary, there is a need for an area where people have to discuss something vigorously and actively together, a zone where people can freely exchange opinions is designed in advance. Our product's distinctive features are the face recognition system, which is integrated into almost every one of our products, and the complete management of one's office and space via a smartphone with an app. It's not just about booking meeting rooms or ordering tea or coffee. It's also about controlling the climate and lighting in both the meeting room and your office. Massive data helps you decide if you've chosen the right space in size. Maybe you need to upsize or maybe downsize that space to be more efficient. It's a complete profound digitalization.
We are in Limassol at the construction site of the office center City Tower.
This is the very center of Limassol. We have a view of the sea and the mountains in all directions. At the same time, the exit to the highway is very convenient. The total area of the 12-story office building will be 8,500 square meters. For residents' comfort, the building will have a high-speed lift, 2-level underground parking, a spacious lobby and common areas for meetings and presentations, a gym and a cafe.
But is there a demand for active offices in Cyprus?
There is. This is a global trend. Companies and tenants no longer need a standard office. They want to have a maximum of services and a place for meetings, conferences and presentations. So they could have a coffee, a cozy area to sit and chat. At the same time, they want to use all the new technologies. Everything will be controlled from the app, like access to your drawer, computer and door, to book shared spaces, a conference room or a working desk. It's all going to be from the app. It's much more economically favorable for the companies. They pay less for the space but end up with more services.
Which companies need active offices in Cyprus?
We are more focused on smaller companies. Right now they have 2 or 3 people, and one at a time they have 5. We help them get the right office and allow them to grow organically. It is also possible to just rent 1 or 2 or 3 working desks. Sometimes the tenant needs his private space, which no one else can access. At the same time, he can flexibly buy a few extra working spaces, if he needs them, without expanding his private office. It is beneficial when you need a few more desks for 3 to 5 people, so you can wisely manage your needs and the office space, and not overpay for the space and desks you don't need.
And if I need to downsize, can I do that?
Indeed, you can. If you rent a private office, you can easily reduce its size and do it almost daily if you need to reduce the number of working desks. You can book a working desk for a year or a month or pay for it daily.
Would you have a cafe, a restaurant, a gym?
Absolutely. A gym, a cafe, common areas and meeting spaces with a comfortable vibe. The client gets full access to all services and amenities by renting a small office or a desk.
What are the local specifics in Cyprus compared to the US, UK and other well-known business destinations?
It is more because people have not tried it in Cyprus yet. If it has existed for a long time in New York or London, and everyone has realized that it is the best way to go, here they don't know it yet. I really want to show people that it is a much more comfortable and favorable way to work. It is worth trying. Usually, a person who comes and sees how it all works has no questions left. We plan to finish construction in December this year, but aim to complete it in November. We completed all our projects early. We sincerely hope that in December we will be able to actually use the offices and make some pre-orders at the end of August or in September. Here is the phone number. You can call directly, and we will be happy to welcome everyone to the office and answer their questions.
From Limassol I traveled to Paphos to see the already built and operating offices. I met with Dmitry Mikhailov, a consultant for active offices and commercial property expert at a recently opened office center. We went into the office of one of the companies. Dmitry showed me the workstations, explained the advantages of the concept, and demonstrated a real example of how an active office is used by its residents. There is a reception and common use area on the ground floor with rooms for online and offline meetings and open areas for socializing. We continued our conversation in one of these areas.
Active offices have been around for quite some time. As a concept, they are essentially a logical evolution of what many companies in this segment, in this industry, did many years ago. The main difference is that they are a space where everything is about the client, about their needs.
Do I understand appropriately that an active office is basically a constructor where space is created for each company's needs?
Yes, that's right. Plus, of course, we plan certain zones in advance, realizing that different companies have overlapping needs, such as loud and quiet zones and large and small meeting rooms. But first of all, of course, there is always this flexibility, this very high quality of the space, so that people can start working from the very first day they move in and not worry about how to pay for utilities, how to hire an administrative staff, or how to agree with the landlord to have the air conditioning finally put in place.
For which companies is this concept best suited?
First of all, this applies to technology companies or companies that are just entering a new market. When a company is just taking its first steps in a new location, in a new economy, or with new rules, it is often challenging for them to predict their presence in that city and country for more than a few months. So, they need flexible solutions that can adapt to their needs. Today we work with a team of 10 people. Tomorrow we will work with a team of 3. In 6 months, there may be 100 or 200 people.
How many companies do you expect?
It is better to say not the number of companies, but the number of people who will use this space daily. It should be able to accommodate more than 400 residents.
From what size of company should you already think about an active office?
It makes sense to look in this direction from one person already. We have companies that started with 1 employee and grew from 10 to 20 or 50. The most common case is companies with between 5 and 50 employees.
In which countries has the concept of active offices worked best?
Obviously, these are the world capitals: New York, London, Amsterdam, Paris, and Berlin. These are top locations where our clients have high demands on the space in which they work. There is a demand for flexibility in this space and its customization. Often, it is the availability of services so that the company does not get distracted from its core business and does what it makes money. At the same time, all the maintenance of its office space is delegated to service providers.
Why Cyprus? There are well-known business centers of the world, and Cyprus is a small island with few towns. Why did you decide to invest in Cyprus?
Very simple. First of all, it is a great place to do business. Apart from being a great place with a good climate and a very friendly business environment, Cyprus is also an excellent jurisdiction with relatively low taxes. Plus, it's a country in which we see our niche, given that we are essentially the first to create such spaces now. That is, professional spaces for a company with high demands on the quality of services, on the quality of the building itself. And so we, in general, like any commercial company, are interested in taking a share of the market and offering our product to customers who are already in Cyprus.
Where in Cyprus is the maximum potential for using active offices?
It is an excellent question. Like many other countries, Cyprus is constantly changing, with companies moving to cities such as Paphos and Limassol, partly to Larnaca. So, demand is everywhere. It only differs in terms of the type of company and the specific requests that these companies express to us.
Are there companies that are deliberately waiting to move to your space rather than renting some typical office?
Yes, in general, certain companies are waiting for the completion of our office building. As a rule, again, these are technology companies with a good track record, and they have experience in cities and countries where either active offices or some similar solutions are already present. It is much easier to work with them. You invite them and show them everything we have, which generally closes the deal.
Do you need a new building, or can you refurbish an existing building to launch active offices? What are the minimum parameters for launching the concept of active offices?
It is a combination of factors. We are in business, and sometimes the location prevails over the building parameters. The building parameters can sometimes be very favorable, and you can compromise slightly with the area. But in general, yes, there are parameters. As a rule, it is not less than 2,500 square meters. And as a rule, of course, these are active areas of the city, premium locations. With the opening of our first office building in Paphos, we are forming the first central business district, a city district where the island's most successful, most significant, most prominent companies will be concentrated.
Speaking of premium locations, where is it better to open active offices? In the central location or a bit further away?
We are in premium locations because we are launching a new product on the island, and our clients must get the best possible quality. That is why we are focused on the central business districts.
So, do you want to know more about active offices? Please write in the comments. And if you are interested in investment opportunities in commercial real estate in Cyprus, feel free to message me on WhatsApp or Telegram. All my contacts are in the description. And like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you won't miss anything exciting in the future. That's all for today. See you in Cyprus.